What's up, my friends? Happy 4th of July. I know today is a very special day for America, and a lot of you guys are probably celebrating with friends, with family, and I hope you have an amazing day. I also have a special guest with me today, my favorite statue in the world, and I bring a video related with the Independence Day to learn about history, of course, because I think it's important to understand why you and me, for the first time, celebrate this. But before I go into that, let me ask you for one thing. If you can leave a like, thank you so much. It's the best way to show support. If you can subscribe, well, in that case, forget about it. You make my day. Have that in consideration now. Link for the original video in my description, and let's play it.
The 4th of July, often known as Independence Day, has been a federal holiday in the United States since 1941. But Independence Day celebrations have a long history dating back to the American Revolution of the 18th century. What events took place before independence, and why did the American Revolution happen? What were the reasons for it? Stick to the end of the video to find your answers.
Okay, my friends, it's fair to say that today is America's birthday. If you really think about that, it's really fascinating, right? And when I think about the 4th of July, probably a bit a stereotype, but I always think about fireworks, people drinking, having a great time. But of course, today we'll be taking a look a bit more deep into the real history. But do you guys think my stereotype is that off, or do you guys really send a lot of fireworks and stuff like that?
And welcome to History Fun Facts, where we present some of the most amazing facts you might not have heard. Subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon so you won't miss future updates.
Do it for me, my friends.
Without further ado, let's get straight into this. Did you know the name and date of the 4th of July are two of the most common misunderstandings? On July 4th, 1776, it's widely assumed that America declared independence from Britain. The official vote, however, occurred 2 days earlier, and the declaration was published in newspapers on July 4th. The Continental Congress voted in favor of independence on July 2nd, 1776. And the delegates from the 13 colonies adopted the Declaration of Independence, the historic document penned by Thomas Jefferson, 2 days later. July 4th has been...
Wait, this is actually a bit mind-blown, right? Mind-blowing. Because we celebrate, I'm saying you, but at this point I also like to celebrate with you, my friends, the 4th of July, but... in reality, it was July 2nd. How crazy is that?
commemorated as the birth of American independence since 1776, with events ranging from fireworks displays, parades, and concerts to more casual family gatherings and barbecues. The event was first inspired by the King's birthday celebrations, which included bell ringing, bonfires, solemn processions, and oratory. Sure, celebrations had long been part of the Anglo-American political culture. The choice of which anniversaries of historic events were celebrated and which were grieved had clear political significance, when dynastic and theological tensions racked the British Empire and much of the rest of Europe. What is the history of Independence Day? Very few colonists wanted complete independence from Great Britain when the Revolutionary War began in April 1775, and those who did were thought to be radicals. Due to the growing anti-British feelings and the propagation of the Revolution ideals, like those portrayed in Thomas Paine's blockbuster pamphlet, Common Sense, which was released in early 1776, many more colonists had come to advocate independence by the middle of the following year. Richard Henry Lee, a Virginia delegate, introduced a motion calling for the colony's independence at the Continental Congress meeting on June 7th at the Pennsylvania State House, later Independence Hall, in Philadelphia. Congress postponed a vote on Lee's resolution amid heated debate, but appointed a 5-man committee including Virginia's Thomas Jefferson, Massachusetts' John Adams, Connecticut's Roger Sherman, Pennsylvania's Benjamin Franklin, and New York's Robert R. Livingston, to draft.
All of those are so important for American history. My friends, I reacted to oversimplify the American Revolution. You can find those videos on my channel. And it was amazing to learn about the American Revolution. And of course, the 4th of July is kind of related with that. So I would say, aware of a lot of stuff is actually explaining it. I did not know, for example, the July 2nd versus the July 4th. That stuff I had no idea. But I love this type of videos, my friends. And again, I know this is a bit different than what I tend to react. This is more almost heavy history, right? But if you like this type of videos, feel free to leave me a like, my friend. It really means a lot and would make me react more to this type of content.
A formal statement justifying the break with Great Britain. John Adams was a firm believer in celebrating the birth of American freedom on July 2nd, and he was rumored to have declined offers to speak at July 4th ceremonies in protest.
Oh,
On July 4th, 1826, the 50th anniversary of the passage of the Declaration of Independence, both Adams and Thomas Jefferson died. What happened on July 2nd? The Continental Congress voted near unanimously in favor of Lee's proposal for independence on July 2nd. The New York delegation abstained, but later voted affirmatively. On that day, John Adams wrote his wife Abigail, declaring that July 2nd would be commemorated by succeeding generations as the grand anniversary festival. Sports, guns, bells, bonfires, and illuminations from one end of the continent to the other. The Continental Congress formally accepted the Declaration of Independence on July 4th, which was substantially written by Thomas Jefferson. Even though the real vote for independence took place on July 2nd, the 4th of July has since become the day commemorating the beginning of American independence.
Okay.
Did you know, according to the History Channel, a simple statement, Original Declaration of Independence dated 4th July, 1776, is written upside down across the bottom of the signed paper? How did July celebrations used to be in pre-revolutionary times? In the years leading up to the Revolution, colonists staged annual festivals of the King's birthday, which featured bell ringing, bonfires, processions, and speeches. During the summer of 1776, on the other hand, some colonists commemorated the birth of freedom by staging fake funerals for King George III.
Oh my God, that's wild, actually. Wait, now I wonder, did you guys know this? Or are you also learning for the first time?
The monarchy's death and the triumph of liberty. Concerts, bonfires, parades, and the firing of cannons and muskets frequently preceded the Declaration of Independence initial public readings, which began shortly after its passage. While Congress was still concerned with the continuing war, Philadelphia staged the first yearly anniversary of independence on July 4th, 1777. To commemorate the anniversary of freedom in 1778, George Washington gave all his soldiers double rations of rum. And Massachusetts became the first state to consider July 4th an official state holiday in 1781, a few months before the crucial American victory at the Battle of Yorktown. Following the Revolutionary War, Americans celebrated Independence Day every year with events that allowed the new nation's rising political leaders to address residents and foster a sense of unity.
Oh, so the president speaks today on July 4th? Okay. And this is a normal thing?
By the last decade of the 18th century, two major political parties had emerged. The Federal...
Wait, that was a B2 bomber? No chance you can see one on this day.
By the last decade of the 18th century, two major political parties...
Oh, are those what, 22 Raptors or something? I cannot tell, but this one I know because it's so different than the others.
Had emerged, the Federalist Party and the Democratic Republicans. All were hosting separate 4th of July festivities in many major cities. What did the first celebration of Independence Day look like?
Great question.
On July 4th, 1777, at the first organized celebration of Independence Day in Philadelphia, the custom of lighting fireworks began. In honor of the 13 colonies, ship's cannons fired a 13-gun salute. At night, there was a great demonstration of fireworks, which began and ended with 13 rockets on the Commons. And the city was wonderfully illuminated, the Pennsylvania Evening Post wrote. The Sons of Liberty let off fireworks over the Boston Commons that same night. Did you know that only 10% of fireworks shows are set off professionally? Which accounts for the projected 12,900 emergency department visits due to fireworks across the country on July 4th. During the early phases of colonial revolt and...
sorry, my friends, but it's so fascinating that you guys do this. It's probably a great time, right? Being with your family, friends, eating some barbecue, and at night, fireworks. That's why I love... Americans really have special days, the Thanksgiving Day, Independence Day, Memorial Day, meanings very different, of course, but they mean a lot, you know, what I'm trying to say, and I think that's tremendous.
The 1760s and early 1770s, patriots used such celebrations to declare their opposition to Parliament's legislation while praising King George III as the true champion of English freedoms. However, in many places during the summer of 1776, the commemoration of the first days of freedom took the form of a fake burial for the king, whose death symbolized the end of the monarchy and tyranny and the rebirth of liberty. At the end of the War of 1812, in which the United States once again fought Great Britain, the habit of patriotic celebration grew even more widespread. The United States Congress declared July 4th a federal holiday in 1870, and the legislation was expanded in 1941 to include all federal employees. Although the political significance of the festival waned over time, it remained a significant national holiday and a symbol of patriotism. The 4th of July, which falls in the middle of summer, has become the major focus of leisure activities and a regular occasion for family get-togethers with fireworks and outdoor barbecues since the late 19th century. The American flag is the most common emblem of the occasion, and the Star-Spangled Banner, the national song of the United States, is a popular musical accompaniment. The 4th of July has become an important midsummer holiday as the result of the rise of leisure. The prevalence of heavy drinking and numerous accidents caused by pyrotechnics inspired reformers in the late 19th century and early 20th century to launch a safe and sane 4th of July campaign.
Wow.
Independence Day declined in importance as a venue for politics in the late 20th century, although it still remained a national holiday highlighted by parades, patriotic music concerts, and fireworks displays. It's still an emblem of national power and uniquely American characteristics, like the freedom to stay at home and grill. Other summertime activities, such as historical pageants, picnics, baseball games, watermelon eating contests, and beach trips, became associated with the 4th of July over time. Hot dogs,
Really?
hamburgers, corn on the cob, apple pie, coleslaw, and clam bakes are also common dishes. While the 4th of July is observed throughout the United States, historic cities such as Boston and Philadelphia draw large crowds to their celebrations.
Oh, Boston and Philadelphia are very historical cities, right? So this makes a lot of sense. Historical cities for the American Revolution.
The USS John F. Kennedy frequently docks in Boston, and the Boston Pops Orchestra performs a televised concert on the Charles River banks, showcasing American music and concluding with the 1812 Overture. Independence Hall hosts Philadelphia's celebrations, where historic scenes are reenacted and the Declaration of Independence is read. The American Indian Rodeo and 3-day powwow in Flagstaff, Arizona, and the Lidditz, Pennsylvania Candle Festival, where hundreds of candles are floating in the water and a Queen of Candles is chosen, are two more notable events. The history of the United States is full of events that shapes the future of America. Many great American heroes died, but they will always be remembered. What's your most remarkable memory about Independence Day? Let us know in the comment section. If you found this video
Let me know in the comments.
interesting, please give us a huge thumbs up. And don't forget to share the video with your friends and family. And thanks for watching.
Oh, thank you. It was very interesting, my friends. I thought I would end up repeating a couple of points, to be honest with you, but I end up learning a lot, and I think this is the most important thing with this type of videos. So yeah, I will finish the same way I started. Happy 4th of July. I hope you have a tremendous day with your family, your friends, or wherever you are staying, and see you guys in the next one. And that's it, my friends. I hope you had fun with me on this one. It's always my main goal. If I made you laugh, that, trust me, means the world to me. But before we go, let me say one thing. I actually have a bunch of other social media, Instagram, Facebook, even TikTok. Please feel free to follow me there. I leave the links below. You don't have to do it, but if you do it, I appreciate you quite a lot. That's it. See you guys in the next one.